Welcome back again, family. So family, in today's video I'm going to take you to Venezuela. Alright, so if you are coming to the channel, do well to hit the subscribe button, share this video so that it reaches many people as possible. I remain your host analyst from Africa Grand Scanner TV.
The president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores, were captured and removed from the country in the early hours of Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, during a large-scale military operation conducted by the United States. The action involved Delta Force, an elite unit of the U.S. Army specializing in counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and the capture of high-value targets, according to official sources. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed the operation in a post on social media. Trump did not reveal the couple's destination or provide further immediate details, promising a press conference at his residence in Mar-a-Lago. Explosions were reported in Caracas and other regions, mainly hitting military installations. Good evening and Happy New Year. Thanks so much for joining us on this busy Sunday night. We begin with breaking news making global headlines. America's precision operation to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, bringing them to the U.S. to face charges in an American court. Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores arriving in New York in handcuffs. Both are expected to make their first court appearance tomorrow. The couple is now being held separately at the same notorious jail in Brooklyn that housed Ghislaine Maxwell, Sean Combs, and El Chapo, along with Luigi Mangione. Maduro giving two thumbs up as he was being escorted by federal agents. Remarkable new details are emerging about the U.S. military operation to extract Maduro from his safe house inside a heavily fortified military installation. The plan, months in the making, involving 150 aircraft, extraction teams flying less than 100 feet above the surface, and a covert CIA team on the ground tracking Maduro. President Trump says the U.S. will now run Venezuela. And 24 hours after saying Venezuela's vice president was cooperating with the U.S., why Trump's now threatening that she will, quote, pay a very big price if she does not. New images emerging from inside Venezuela. Maduro supporters in the streets condemning the U.S. and demanding the return of their president. Tonight, lawmakers from both parties are calling for a briefing from the White House. Many are upset Congress was not notified before any military action was taken. Our team is standing by. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz leads us off.
Tonight, remarkable new video showing the moment ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife arrived in New York, facing federal narco-terrorism charges. The once defiant leader in handcuffs, surrounded by federal agents, wishing everyone Happy New Year in video shared by the administration.
Happy New Year.
Maduro seized in a bold and dangerous military operation using the Army's elite Delta Force to remove him from power, with President Trump claiming the U.S. has now taken over Venezuela.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
But questions tonight over who is really in control after Maduro's handpicked vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, was sworn in as the nation's acting president and blasted the U.S. intervention, saying Maduro was abducted. President Trump, after initially signaling Rodriguez might be cooperative, today issuing a new threat, saying if she doesn't do what's right, she is going to pay a very big price, probably bigger than Maduro. Venezuela's defense minister also defiant, saying the military stands united in the face of imperial aggression and Venezuelan lives were lost. And tonight, we're learning more about that extraordinary U.S. military and law enforcement raid to capture Maduro. The elite Delta Force had built an exact replica of Maduro's safe house inside a heavily fortified military installation, practicing the raid for months. And a covert CIA team on the ground was tracking Maduro's every move, where he slept, what he ate, even the pets he has. President Trump giving the green light for Operation Absolute Resolve at 10:46 Friday night.
The weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings.
More than 150 U.S. military warplanes, fighter jets, bombers, launching from 20 different bases and ships. Videos online showing explosions lighting the night sky over Caracas as U.S. warplanes targeted air defenses and military bases. Gunfire heard as low-flying aircraft struck multiple facilities. Then, nearly a dozen U.S. Special Operations helicopters roaring through the night, swooping in, carrying the extraction team, flying barely 100 feet over the dark waters. Those helicopters arriving at Maduro's compound around 1:01 Saturday morning in the dead of night.
On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft was hit, but remained flyable.
The Special Operations Forces moving in just as Maduro headed for a safe room, grabbing him and his wife moments before they could close a steel door behind them.
He was trying to get into a safe place. You know what a safe place is, all steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast.
The operation lasting roughly 2.5 hours over Venezuela with only minor injuries to U.S. personnel. President Trump posting this image of Maduro on board the USS Iwo Jima, handcuffed and blindfolded. And tonight, with Maduro now in U.S. custody, serious questions about how the U.S. plans to control oil-rich Venezuela until, in the president's words, there can be a proper judicious transition. And Lindsay, that is the big question. What next in Venezuela and who will remain in charge? President Trump saying he's not afraid of boots on the ground, but insisting Venezuela's oil would be a priority. Lindsay?
A number of questions there, Martha. Thank you.
I know before the day that he was being captured, he passed in a message like he was sending in some messages to his people, telling his people that if the United States is so interested in their oil, because we know Venezuela owns like 98% of the world's oil reserve. Alright, so many of us think that the United States is behind Venezuela because of the oil, whereas Trump main targeting, the reason why Trump is really targeting Venezuela is because of that, is because of accepting drug trafficking. The president of the United States called Nicolas Maduro as a drug lord, so he's more in for drug trafficking. So that's why Mr. Trump is like behind Maduro to stop Maduro from continuing drug trafficking. After when he sent over this statement, the next day Trump sent in some troops, military troops to Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro was arrested in his palace, that's in the presidency, around many militaries, many Venezuelan militaries, but Trump sent in some military troops in Venezuela, like a force that a force called the Delta Force to Venezuela, the presidency. He went there with some troops, and unfortunately he was captured and took away alongside with his wife. So this is really so. That's when I usually tell people that the United States has the best military force in the whole world. We said it's nothing. It's not easy to go to somebody's president or in a presidency where they are normally security there. They are military force, very armed military force there. But the United States went further and entered into the Venezuelan presidency, their palace, and took Maduro. After when he passed in this statement in the eve of when he was captured, he went and slept well, saying maybe he think that no, Trump is somebody that talks and just go away. Trump doesn't he always keeps his word. Remember another message that was circulating online when Maduro said, call Trump as a coward. Tell Trump that he is there, he should come and take him. Take boldly that he is there, it's ready for him. They should come and carry him, as Trump claimed that he's going to capture him. They should come and carry him. And now who is now bearing the consequences? He has been captured and taken to New York. He's now presently, Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro is in New York presently. He will now be charged for criminal crime, those drug trafficking, and that's the end of it. That's the end of him. There's no way again that he can come to Venezuela to be president or what. And the report says that the vice president has already sworn in as a new president of Venezuela. So Nicolas Maduro, if they sentence him there in the United States, that's all for him. That's all about his regime. And I am going to give him some sentences. He's going to prison. He's going to prison for life. Drug trafficking. When Trump was saying this, he was thinking that no, Trump was really so interested in their oil, their oil reserve, their oil production. Since they have been doing partners with Russia and China, maybe the United States is not that happy. Not that happy that Venezuela will go and do deals with China and Russia, whereas in the United States, they don't have to do any deal with the United States. And that's it. That has happened. They have captured him and his wife. They are under now the United States custody. Till further notice. Now, if there's any news again, I will let you people know on what's going on about this Nicolas Maduro. Alright, so please do not take some Trump leniency to granted, because he is somebody that talks and do. Look at what he has promised for now. He has said the same thing again to Petro, the president of Colombia, because he is also a drug lord. Petro is also a drug lord, the president of Colombia. He's a second target, another target again for Trump. Trump has warned him that if he continues again, he should not be the scapegoat as Maduro is being a scapegoat. And you know that after the arrest, after the capture of Nicolas Maduro, an important personnel, like a minister, came in and said that Maduro, that what Trump has done an excellent job of capturing Maduro and taking him away. That he is fed about not practicing a democratic system. That is on power. People they don't vote him. Before being in power, he was not being voted. So this lady came in and said that what Trump has done is really so good, because they did not, the citizens in Venezuela, they were not happy about Nicolas Maduro rule, since he was not being voted. They did not follow the democratic system. So that's why you see now Venezuela president, there's nobody to sit to back him up, even though the president I have sworn in has said that they are going to retaliate so that they can release Venezuela. The vice president of Venezuela, that's the person after Nicolas Maduro, his vice president, is one taking, he has already sworn in as the president of Venezuela. So he said he is going to try all way so that they should retaliate and they should release Nicolas Maduro. Alright, so family, if you have come towards the end of this video, please do well to hit the subscribe button, share this video so that it reach many people as possible. Alright, and please don't forget to give me your own thoughts on what you think about this of Nicolas Maduro. Alright, so give me your own thoughts in the comment section. Alright, thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Don't share.